In 1901, sponge divers seeking shelter from a storm made a discovery that would rewrite history. Off the coast of a tiny Greek island, they found an ancient shipwreck holding a secret that should not exist. Among marble statues and gold jewelry, they found something far more valuable: corroded bronze fragments with mysterious gears and inscriptions. For decades, these fragments sat in a museum, ignored and misunderstood. Then, in 1902, archaeologist Valerios Stais noticed something impossible. Inside the largest fragment was a clockwork mechanism with at least 30 interlocking bronze gears. This device was built over 2,000 years ago, yet nothing this complex would appear again for another millennium. What was this machine? Who built it? And why did this technology vanish from human knowledge for over 1,000 years? To understand the magnitude of this discovery, we must journey back to the Hellenistic period, a time when Greek science and engineering reached heights that would not be surpassed for centuries. The ancient Greeks were brilliant mathematicians and astronomers. They calculated the Earth's circumference, mapped the stars, and developed complex theories about planetary motion. But they were also master craftsmen. Archimedes, Hipparchus, and other great minds pushed the boundaries of what was possible. They built automata, water clocks, and mechanical devices that seemed almost magical to their contemporaries. The island of Rhodes was a center of astronomical study and mechanical innovation. Here, scholars combined theoretical knowledge with practical engineering in ways that would not be seen again until the Renaissance. Somewhere between 150 and 100 BC, a master craftsman created a device of unprecedented complexity. Using at least 30 precision-cut bronze gears, he built a machine that could track celestial movements with remarkable accuracy. This was not a toy or a simple calendar. It was an analog computer capable of predicting solar and lunar eclipses decades in advance, tracking the irregular orbit of the moon, and even marking the dates of the Olympic Games. The device featured a sophisticated differential gear system, a mechanism that historians believe was invented in the 16th century. Yet here it was, crafted over 1,700 years earlier. The craftsmanship was extraordinary. The gears were cut with a precision that would challenge modern machinists. The inscriptions, written in ancient Greek, served as an instruction manual for this astronomical calculator. The story of the mechanism's modern discovery begins with a storm. In October 1900, Captain Dimitrios Kontos and his crew of sponge divers were forced to take shelter near the island of Antikythera. When the storm cleared, diver Elias Stadiotis descended into the blue waters and found himself among the ruins of an ancient Roman cargo ship. The seabed was littered with treasures. Marble statues, bronze sculptures, gold jewelry, and fine pottery covered the ocean floor. It was one of the richest archaeological finds ever discovered. The divers worked for months, recovering hundreds of artifacts. Among them were several corroded bronze fragments that seemed unremarkable compared to the magnificent statues. These fragments were boxed and stored in the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, joining thousands of other artifacts from the wreck. For months, they attracted little attention. Then came the moment of recognition. Archaeologist Valerios Stais was examining the fragments when he spotted something that made his heart race: gear wheels. On May 17, 1902, he announced his discovery to the world. The newspapers were skeptical. How could ancient Greeks have built such a sophisticated mechanical device? For the next 5 decades, the mechanism remained a curiosity, studied by only a handful of scholars who couldn't agree on its purpose. Some thought it was an astrolabe. Others believed it was a planetarium. Then, in 1951, British science historian Derek de Solla Price became fascinated by the device. He spent years studying the fragments, making detailed drawings and taking X-ray photographs. Price's breakthrough came when he realized the fragments contained far more gears than anyone had imagined. His X-rays revealed a complex system of interlocking wheels that could model the heavens. But Price's revelations were met with resistance. The academic establishment struggled to accept that ancient technology could be so advanced. Many dismissed his findings as wishful thinking. The mechanism challenged everything historians believed about technological progress. If the Greeks could build such devices, why did the knowledge disappear? Why did it take until the 14th century for Europe to develop similar clockwork? Price worked obsessively, but he faced enormous obstacles. The fragments were corroded and fragile. Many details were hidden beneath layers of calcification. He could only guess at the full complexity. In 1974, Price published his definitive study, concluding that the device was a calendar computer for calculating stellar and planetary movements. But he died just 3 years later, never seeing his theory fully proven. The real breakthrough would require technology that didn't exist in Price's time. It would take another 30 years and the most advanced imaging techniques ever applied to an archaeological artifact. In 2005, an international team led by Mike Edmonds and Tony Freeth brought together engineers, astronomers, and imaging experts. They used cutting-edge surface imaging and high-resolution X-ray tomography. The results were staggering. The new scans revealed hidden inscriptions and gear trains that Price had never seen. The mechanism was even more sophisticated than anyone had imagined. The team discovered that the device could predict eclipses using the Saros cycle, track the irregular motion of the moon with a pin and slot mechanism, and even indicate the timing of the Pan-Hellenic Games. Yet, for all its sophistication, the Antikythera Mechanism represents one of history's greatest tragedies, the loss of knowledge. When the ship carrying this device sank around 65 BC, it took with it a technology that would not be rediscovered for 2 millennia. The Roman Empire, despite its engineering prowess, never developed similar devices. The knowledge of how to build such machines simply vanished. Libraries burned, scholars died, civilizations fell. For over 1,500 years, humanity regressed technologically. The intricate gear systems, the astronomical calculations, the precision engineering, all lost to time. When European clockmakers finally developed complex gear trains in the 14th century, they had no idea that the ancient Greeks had achieved similar feats. History had been erased. The mechanism's creator remains unknown. Was it Archimedes himself, a student of Hipparchus, a craftsman from Rhodes? We may never know the genius who poured their life's work into this masterpiece. Only 82 fragments survive today, representing less than half of the original device. The rest lies scattered on the seabed or was lost forever when the wreck was first plundered. What other ancient technologies have we lost? How many brilliant inventions vanished without a trace, leaving only questions in their wake? But the story doesn't end in loss. Today, the Antikythera Mechanism is experiencing a renaissance of understanding. Modern technology has finally caught up with ancient genius. Researchers have created functional replicas using both traditional craftsmanship and modern manufacturing. These working models prove that the device actually functioned as an astronomical computer. In 2021, a new study proposed that the device may have used a 3D modeling system with gears stacked in layers to represent the cosmos in 3 dimensions, a concept far ahead of its time. The mechanism has inspired a new generation of historians, engineers, and archaeologists to reconsider what ancient civilizations were capable of achieving. Museums around the world now display replicas and interactive exhibits, allowing visitors to turn the gears and see the heavens move as they did 2,000 years ago.
The Antikythera research project continues to analyze the fragments, using ever more sophisticated imaging techniques. Each scan reveals new details, new inscriptions, new secrets. Perhaps most importantly, the mechanism has changed how we view human history. Progress is not a straight line. Knowledge can be lost. Civilizations can fall backwards as well as forward.
The Antikythera Mechanism stands as a testament to human ingenuity and a warning about the fragility of knowledge. It reminds us that our ancestors were not primitive, but brilliant in ways we are only beginning to understand. In a world where we race toward artificial intelligence and quantum computing, this ancient bronze computer asks us to pause and reflect. What are we creating today that will be lost tomorrow? The mechanism's final lesson is one of humility. We stand on the shoulders of giants whose names we'll never know, benefiting from discoveries that almost vanished forever. If this story resonated with you, if you're fascinated by innovations time forgot, subscribe and join us as we uncover more lost technologies that shaped our world. What other ancient secrets lie buried, waiting to be discovered? The past still has stories to tell.